guys, we're back. This is Skip from BK, the host of Dreams Money Can Buy. And in the studio today, we have a woman that's like a virtuoso. She's like very talented, not just behind the lens, but in other areas that we're going to discuss today when it comes to creative expression. She's done a lot of amazing things in the last, ever, because she's been doing photography for a long time, but also a lot of things. So she's been getting into a amazingly smooth groove, and I expect her to do, a lot more. Oh, don't knock yourself in the face. Hold on. Don't get a concussion before we start. You good? You all good over there? All right. So we have, and also I tend not to say people's full names. So I was going to say her first name, and I'm going to say her handle because, we got some weird people on the internet that want to be creeps. So this is NIA S, aka Love Rebel, but the love has a 0 instead of a O. So remember that she loves 0. So Nia, how you doing? Nia in all caps, because we gotta make sure they feel Nia.
I'm doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. So soft-spoken, ladies and gentlemen. So I found this quote. I think it was on either one of your websites or interview. Is if talk is cheap, then my silence is diamonds. So...
Bro, that's definitely from my Facebook from like high school.
Damn, dog.
You know what's funny? I actually, I was randomly on Facebook, I think yesterday, because I talked to a 6-year-old on it who I babysit. If that didn't sound creepy. Anyway, okay. So, and I saw that quote on my Facebook and I deleted it.
Oh, that's funny. So I got that way before it was deleted. So,
which was yesterday.
So I had this a while back. So you are very careful with word usage.
Now, yeah. Before, not so much.
Evolution.
Yeah.
That quote, do you remember when you wrote that quote on Facebook? Do you remember why?
No idea. I could come up with a lie, but I'm not going to. I just kind of learned that most things aren't really worth my energy. I don't even know if I made that quote up. Honestly, that sounds like some corny shit Fab would say, so I might have to Google that.
Oh, damn.
I wonder if Fab's... Hold on, let me see.
Go ahead while you fact check that, because that would be utterly hilarious, because it seems like everyone wants to... Well, Fab doesn't really do himself any justice with making it easy. But your name means purpose. Did you know that? Yes. Okay.
Oh, no, it's a Lupe quote.
It's a Lupe quote.
If talk is cheap, then my silence is diamonds.
Is that from... What song is that from?
Go to Sleep, I think.
Okay. So, I was about to say the completely wrong song title. But that does sound like Lupe. So, with your name... with your name being Purpose, I just think when it comes to kind of like everything you do, you're very intentional. And I think that's evident in the work and how you take it seriously when it comes to the editing of the films that you do, short videos, clips of just, it's great. Like even when you do basketball, which we'll talk about later, it's just, it makes you feel things. And I feel like, dudes don't be tapping into their feelings, but like it'd be like a very visceral effect where it's like, oh my God, this is dope. And I think that's something that we need to discuss. But wait, before I go, like, I think that's another thing. I don't know if you deleted this too, but I write, I draw, I record, I capture. So
I don't remember where that's from.
I think you wrote this before. I don't know if it was one of your older websites.
I think it was the Love Rebel one.
Yeah, I think it was. And I was like, but that to me, like, encompasses pretty much all of like your talents at that time. I feel like you've kind of transitioned out of some of them, but you definitely got a lot of things going back in the day. So
can you say it again? So
it's I write, I draw, I record, I capture.
Oh, I might put that on a shirt. That does kind of sound good.
Well, playing it right back for you. It's you to you. So I think you're the best one that could actually monetize it. But let's talk about like the journey of Nia when she was a little Nia. Okay. So everyone asks about the photography first, but I'm not even going to ask about that. We already talked about it. I want to talk about writing. I want to talk about drawing, and I want to talk about like those expressions in those areas because we've heard you talk about picking up either some type of visual device to capture some other visual thing. But like, what was the other areas of your creativity when it comes to the writing and the illustrations? How did you start those areas?
I really don't. My memory is so trash now.
Oh man,
I have no idea. I do know that I guess I kind of come from an artistic family. Like my cousin, she draws. My nana was very artistic. I don't know if maybe I just saw those clippings and then one day I just decided to doodle. I mean, I'm not the greatest like sketcher. That's probably like my weakest area of artsy things that I do. But I've always loved to write. I've always been a good writer. Like even in school, you know, when teachers assign readings and like you don't really read them, you got to write about it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a good bullshitter, I guess, but it's because like I know how to write and I really don't know how. Like I don't know. I really don't know.
You're like the most fascinating person because every time I like listen or like read other things, you will have done things. It's like I don't even remember how. So like you don't remember like let's say either reading a lot or writing a lot in like
I definitely read a lot. My dad and I used to read the Harry Potter books, a series of unfortunate events, Lord of the Rings. My dad really loves, I don't know if it's Stephen King or Stephen King. People
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's his favorite
he's
author.
Technically called Stephen King, so I know. I know what you're talking about.
But I've always liked not being where I am. So, like, you know, when you're reading a good story, like, it kind of takes you out of your own reality and you're in, you know, someone else's. So, I don't know if that kind of has some type of tie into photography and recording and, like, all of that together. I haven't really, like, sat down and actually thought about it. I feel
like you just go. I just feel like you don't really get to, like, sit and think.
I'm a goer.
Yeah.
But
here's my thing, right? And I can't tell you about you because that wouldn't make any sense. I'm not you. But I feel like this fascination with when you read, like as someone that's read 2 out of the 3 series that you mentioned. So I've also read Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. It's amazing. Yeah. And I feel like those type of universes, those type of characters and like the type of greenery or like any type of colors, vibrancy, you do an exceptional job of when you catch people in very candid moments. Like CultureCon 2018. I'll always remember because that's like when I first kind of met you and you posted when I was wearing, am I wearing the beanie? I was supposed to wear the beanie, but that was like one of the like my ALA beanie and you kind of was like, hey Skip. And I was like, first of all, how the hell did you catch me? Like you guys were moving so fast the entire event. And I was like,
you definitely didn't know it was me at first.
Huh?
You didn't know it was me at first.
No, I didn't.
Which is fine because I mean, I don't even know if my icon was a picture of my face at the time.
You basically do what I do when it comes to like my Twitter. Is like I will always leave AI because you shouldn't be liking my tweets because of how I look. You should be liking my tweets because you like my tweets.
That's why I don't post pictures of myself on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not really. I mean, now I feel like I have to show the face of my brand, but I just... You
gotta pop out. But you don't want people to be like, oh, it's because we like Nia and not because her actual work is great. So at that point, I started paying attention because first of all, I didn't. You were like kind of like an urban myth to me because I'd never seen you in person. I was like, it's a real person. Now I'm invested, right? Growing up, you were doing all this writing, all this drawing. In school, did you ever actually like submit any of the works, anything like that, any classes or any clubs or anything like that? Or are you just kind of like cultivating this in your home with all the other creatives in your house, like, you know, Nana and your cousins and your sister?
I mean, I always took writing classes, like any elective that I could take. There was one, I don't remember the name of it, but it was with Fernandez, who was like one of my favorite teachers. And I remember we had to make some type of story. And I kind of wrote about my aunt being gay in like the 60s. But I made it.
So is it a true story or you made that up?
I mean, I made some parts of it up to kind of, you know, make it go with the times, like of today. But I've always wanted to write a movie on her life because it's pretty interesting.
Is she no longer with us?
Nah, she's not. I didn't find the majority of the things that I now know out until like after she passed. But she was a pretty big deal in her community, especially being a lesbian and being black and being bald. So, yeah.
So bald or like low cut like Jada, like what you doing right now?
She had less than me, because I have a lot of hair in my head right now. It's just gelled down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow it out so I can get braids.
Okay.
But yeah, and there's always that stigma with being gay because you're bald. So
Interesting.
yeah, I really don't know what it is. Men are weird.
I mean, I get it because, I think the hair is, quote unquote, connected to femininity. And it's just like, if you don't have hair, it's like, is it weird? Does she look like a little boy? And it's like little immaturity with that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I did pull kind of like some of the inspiration for that story. Because it's supposed to be a group project with me and my 2 other friends. But I wrote it. I just put their names on it. I mean, I let them give me some type of
Input?
Yeah, but I wrote it. I still have it in my room.
What did you get on that assignment?
Pretty sure we got like an A.
Just
pretty
easy.
Sure.
Just
yeah,
easy.
because writing is really easy for me.
Okay, cakewalk. Which is fascinating because I've read extensively like a lot of your pieces, and you have a firm grasp of the usage of the English language, of grammar and stuff like that. And I feel like it's very interesting that you don't write that much anymore. You're more visual with your communication style. So you're good at it, but you never really loved writing.
I think I loved it more when I had the discipline to put time aside to do it. And now I just don't, or I'm just more focused on what I need to get done because people have paid me to do it. So I don't know. I mean, I do like it a lot. I don't know though. Like, I wouldn't say that I don't like it.
It's not a priority because I feel like because you have such an arsenal of skills, so it's like
it's hard to focus on.
Yeah, I feel like for you, you're like the definition of a creative with different tool belts, right? So sometimes you're gonna wear one tool belt at this time, just because in this phase of your life, this is what you want to express, and this is kind of how I've seen it from like reading up on you, when it comes to even the poetry, when it comes to the illustrations. Like, how did you want to convey your surroundings through that medium until you no longer want to do that through that medium? It's very impressive though, because it's kind of like when you close a chapter to it, it's like, if you really want to reopen that chapter to that skill set, you can. But right now it's not the time. And that's how I see it. But then again,
maybe you might have a better visual in my life than I do. I'm all over the place.
Okay. I think that all over the place is like a testament to kind of like the dynamic nature to you. Like, let's talk about high school. How was high school for you?
High school wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad?
It wasn't a Lifetime movie.
Okay, thank God it wasn't that extreme.
Nah. It was because I was the person who was cool with everybody. Like, I never was in like a clique. Like, even up throughout college and like, I mean, even now, I always had a different group of friends. So I was friends with kids that other kids didn't think it was that cool to be around. I was in band. I played sports. Yeah.
You were very eclectic. So that's what it is. You're like the, how do I say this? I don't know if you watched this movie because I know there's a movie called Chronicle, right?
Sounds familiar.
And Michael B. Jordan and I think some other dude was in that. And Michael B. Jordan's character was, you ran for class president. He was doing all these sports. He was strangling with the nerds. He was basically, I mean, he's cool, but it's like that cool of like you couldn't label him cool. And I feel like when it comes to you can't really put a label on you. I feel like you just exist and you just don't want to be defined by anything. Just make sure that they call you Nia. Yeah. That's it. Show that respect.
I just always wanted people to just respect me because I felt like I deserved it because I gave it so much. Like, I never judged anyone based on, their appearance or who they are. Because, I mean, who the fuck am I to really judge somebody, So, yeah, I don't know. I was just friends with everyone. Like, my yearbook is, like, covered, like, front to back with, like, writings and...
Oh, so people really miss your ass. Wow.
I mean, people fuck with me. But that was just because I was my own person, like, very early on. I mean, my mom told me, like, there were times where, like, I wanted certain shit just because of the name that was attached to it, I guess. But, I mean, everyone wants nice clothes. So I don't really think that's... I don't think that's uncommon. I think that's very...
So you weren't really doing it for, like, the crowd. I feel like you always march to your own type of rhythm. right?
Yeah, I like to think so.
Okay. Well, thank you for actually. You definitely know that one.
Yeah, that one I know.
Nia's just floating in life with creativity. So, all right, high school's regular. It's like pretty much a Disney Channel movie without a villain. She's just super cool, just existing. College, Buffalo State College. What's going on in Buffalo State College? What are you doing? What's the skill set? Are you still writing? Are you still trying to do some photo work? Are you still trying to create? What's going on in this part of your life?
College, I was still shooting. I didn't take that many pictures in high school though.
Okay.
High school was. I mean, I saved up to get like the first, digital DSLR. I got that like the end of. No, I think like Christmas break during my freshman year of college, I think. So in high school, I kind of had like shitty little cameras, but I wasn't shooting as much as I was in college. College, I made my own internship with the athletic department because the head of the athletic department was my sports journalism teacher, and like he fucked with me, and he just, like he did that for me. Like he let me create my own internship, so I would travel with teams to away games to shoot like track meets, which was very boring. But funny story, I only did that because, well, not that I only did it, but like one of the reasons why like I didn't mind doing it was because there was this boy on the track team that I had a crush on, but he didn't even go to that meet. So
wow, that is so whack.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, the reason why I even came is because of your ass. You're not even here.
Yeah, the nigga wasn't even there.
That's trash.
I never told him that. If he listens to this, he'll know. But yeah.
Well, you ain't saying no name. But
no.
So that's fascinating. So the internships were for the track team. So your first.
Oh no, it was just the
for
sports.
All teams.
Yeah,
So
I never took pictures of hockey games though, but
ain't nothing to take
basketball.
pictures.
But it's just the fact that I would have liked to have that in my,
So you wish you could have did it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it just never, like the opportunity just never kind of came for me to do hockey. Because I mean, I was working in college too. Like I was on 3 different e-boards. Like I was busy. But I shot a lot of basketball, football, and then I did track.
Okay.
And volleyball. And soccer, which is hard. Very hard.
I think soccer out of all of them when it comes to the constant speed. So you said 5 sports, right? So you said soccer, you said volleyball, you said football, basketball, and you did track, right? So when it comes to them, because each of them require different angles, styles, capturing speed, which one is your favorite? I mean, I don't want to assume it is basketball because I know you because of basketball. I didn't even know you shot for football. Like, did you even like shooting for football? There's so many questions. Like,
yeah, no, I liked it. I like showing the sports. Period. You could definitely it's easier to capture emotion in basketball because they don't wear helmets, obviously. But shooting football was cool. Like I liked it. I made it work with a little camera and a little lens I had. Like if I had like some big like 400 millimeter shit, would have been even better. But I definitely liked it because I mean our football team was kind of trash, but like we were D3. Yeah. So the pictures made them look better than their performance.
Ooh, she said to make them look nice, glow up. Okay.
Yeah.
So basketball, I we see the vision. We've been following you on that. Football, okay, they do have helmets. And you said track is whack, right? Because I mean,
well, the track meets were just long and just there wasn't really nothing for me. And I didn't really know anyone on the track team, so I was also kind of, but like I knew the football players, I knew the basketball players.
Did you have that relationship?
Yeah, so it was just a boring day for me. But the shots that I got were like really great. Like there's one. That's my favorite. I think her name is Jasmine, and she's doing like the hurdles. It was a really great picture. I don't even have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it. But like the images are great. It's just the day was just kind of like a drag.
Yeah, it's super tedious because it's like so many events are going like the high jump, the long jump, jump, and then it's like the 1x1s and the 4x4s.
Really a lot.
And the 400 meters and the 800 meters because I know, typical Caribbeans, they love going to Penn relays. And my ass was just there because they had fine-ass girls that were super in shape looking like they got kicked down a goddamn door. And it's like, it's heathenistic. That's, it's heathenistic. That's nasty. But but I just feel like since you've been shooting so much, like, even with soccer, like, how was soccer? Like, I can imagine watching it because I don't watch it. I'd rather see it live. But I haven't seen them constant. Like, you literally they're going back and forth running, maybe cross over here or there.
It's so hard. It's hard to get a shot, like a nice clean action shot with the ball in the frame. But I enjoy challenges, as even though I kind of don't. But at the same time, like artistically, it's good to be challenged. So
to push you, right?
Yeah, but it's cool. Like I definitely do it again. A couple of years ago, I think it was summer 2018. I was shooting my friend's. Well, he's my friend now. So my friend Kyla, she moved to DC for a job, and the basement in the family, like where she was renting from, like they kind of like took her in. So like they were like family to her. They're mad nice, and the father actually gave me his 200 millimeter lens, which is my favorite lens to this day. Like I gave him money for it just because, you know, I felt like I had to. But anyway, so he had that lens because all his sons played soccer. And one day, as I was visiting, like they had a soccer game. So like that was the first time I took soccer photos since college. Still fucking hard, but it was fun. And I definitely do it again if I could.
So question, because I'm a noob when it comes to lens. I do have a lot of camera peers. But like when it comes to, you said a 200 millimeter, right? Mm-hmm. How does that help when it comes to things? It's like that's like the extension.
It's for far away shots. Okay. And I have a crop sensor camera, so it's really like 320 because the crop sensor is like, okay, so a full frame is like, this is a whole shot, right? A crop sensor is like this.
So it's focused.
And it zooms. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is cool if you're far away for things, but when you want to be up close, it's kind of a drag because I just have to get a very, very small lens to compensate.
So that's like the reason why you guys have like the lens kits and those bags and stuff like that, or like even when I saw you guys work in like Culture Con, I be seeing y'all have like these utility belts when y'all was switching out like lenses.
Yeah, those
like
are
bullets.
the fancy people. I ain't had that shit. I just had my 200, and I think I was using a fifth. No, maybe my 85. I don't remember. But yeah, it's for far away, basically.
His memory's hilarious. She's like, yo, that was literally only 2 years ago.
Yeah, like I don't know. My memory is so trash. Which honestly, when it first started happening, like it was really scaring me. But now it's just whatever. Like my memory's bad. Fuck it. Like it is what it is.
All right. Mute out loud. What does that phrase represent to you? Ooh. Did my googles on you? She's looking around. You still gonna have to look at me.
Because I don't remember. I mean, so at the time, like I'm pretty sure it had like this very thorough, in-depth ass meaning. But trying to like recollect and remember, I want to say that it was just a way for me to express myself, but still kind of being quiet because I knew that no one I knew was gonna see anything that I was writing on my Tumblr because it started from my Tumblr.
Yeah, that's how I found it. So
yeah,
maybe I should have just. I feel like you're like one of those movies where it's like, what is that movie? What is that movie?
What's it about?
It's Christopher Nolan one. So one with Momentum. It's like basically you don't remember nothing. I have to remind you about stuff. It's like, shit. Damn. It's like that person has tattoos, so you have to remind themselves by looking at tattoos to like remember. Oh, this actually happened.
Yeah, like even that tweet, I completely forgot I tweeted it, and so Julius reminded me, and I was like, oh shit, I tweeted that. Like literally, he sent it to me, and I'm like, oh wow.
Yo, honestly,
it's really bad.
I'm so fascinated because this is letting me know it's like I don't know if there's memory pills you gotta take, but like you're gonna be like, yo, did we even have this conversation? Yeah, we did.
Nah,
have this
I'd remember that. That's beast.
Oh, I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I don't know. So I'm about to say, all right. So I'm gonna have to check out while I ask you this next question. Because before you were Love Rebel, you were Rebelography. I think that's what it was.
Oh, I mean that just. It
so
wasn't
you
really
remember,
like a
you
real
remember
thing.
This?
Yeah, nah, because that was just, I think that was for Facebook for me to have a business page, and I just added ography at the end.
Okay.
And I mean, I think the first time I did it was like maybe, I was like 18. Like, I didn't think it sounded totally cool, but, my camera was, I don't know, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just, but it was never like attached to like a brand or an LLC or anything like that. Like I never signed Rebelography. So it wasn't serious.
You just put it like I
just put ography and then the Rebel.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm learning that it's either extremely simple for you or you just don't remember it. About to have to like.
I mean, everything has a meaning. Well,
do you remember what the zero means?
Yeah.
Please don't say like that. They're supposed to be easy because you don't remember a lot of things.
I mean, I definitely do. It has a lot of components. It's a few.
Because I have it up right now from the interview, so I just want to know.
Yeah, you can read it.
No, I want to hear you say it. Just make
I don't know if I'm gonna remember every bullet.
Hey. But just say the earnest of it.
I mean, the one that kind of means the most to me is just about quantity not mattering. Like, it's really all about quality, and that's just who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. Like, as a friend, as a creative. I hate that.
Why do you hate that?
I don't know. It just sounds so weird to
me.
Maybe because I don't think people do a lot of creative shit. So, like, when I see people, I'm a creative, it's just like, okay, like, you put your logo on. I don't know. Like, I don't want to sound like a dickhead, so I don't know. You don't.
You just sound very honest and genuine, but it's very interesting.
It's just fluffy now. Like, I'm just hearing it too much.
You feel like it's oversaturated. I understand, because now everyone wants to call himself creative, and it's like, yo, you don't even lift. You don't even do anything.
Yeah, okay. I never really called myself a creative either. So, like, when people ask me what I do, I just, like, I don't know, like, me not saying that, like, me saying, oh, I'm a photographer is weird, but I never really label and, like, sit and say, like, all the things I can do, because it just...
What, does it sound too pompous?
I don't know, maybe. Okay, so I had a talk at NYU the other day, and there were some people there, like, who had mentioned more than one thing, but I was just like, I'm a photographer. Like...
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I just, because I could have said, okay, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, I'm a writer, I'm an illustrator, like, I'm an artist, I'm a painter, but I don't feel like there's some point in saying all that. Like,
I just feel like you don't resonate with the others at this moment of your journey, your life path, as you do with photography. But I'm going to read the other ones, because that was the third one. So the first one is Love, Rebels, and Now. It's composed of 3 parts, right? Mm-hmm. And shout out to... the folks out of Twin GQ. I'm going to make sure, because, people love credit, and I'm not stealing it from you, because you did an amazing job with the interview, because you don't remember this.
I remember the interview. It was 2018, summer 2018. No, I mean, I didn't want to say all of the parts, but I just said go ahead, you say it.
Okay.
Because I feel like I took my time when I answered the question, so, like, I don't want to, like,
but you're
not call myself properly.
Okay.
That's why I said
I've always seen myself as a rebel, because I don't follow trends. I rebelled against my parents and life stereotypes. So love, a rebel, love me, basically. That was mad poetic.
That is correct.
That is mad correct, because you said it. Love has always been a complex emotion for me. Therefore, I see myself as love's very own rebel. Sometimes a rebel against those I love and the idea of them, but also because my tactics aren't always as traditional in the way I show it being love.
That is also correct.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm reading it. And my first digital DSLR camera was a Canon 2.3 Rebel, so everything coincidentally and ironically plays a part and comes full circle. And the bonus factor of the O being a 0, is the idea of love being about quality, not quantity. Mm-hmm. You're so deep. I feel like you're like Erykah Badu deep, and sometimes you forget. Like, you'll be saying some quotables is like, yeah.
You know what's funny? Was it Erykah Badu? Someone told me that I remind them of, like, Erykah Badu and Trina. I didn't. It was a compliment at the time, I guess, because he was calling me carefree or some shit like that. I was like, I really don't know if the two go together, but, like, I'll take it. That just reminded me of that. That's all. It's not really important. You can probably cut that out. Whatever.
Nah, it's okay. We're gonna keep the old thing, because I just think
it was Erykah Badu.
She's like, she's actually trying to, like, actually think about.
I definitely still have the screenshot in my phone, like, because I save shit like that.
Of course you would. Okay. All right. Before we get into the writing, one of your favorite artists, J. Cole. I'm not gonna talk about the actual taking picture of the thing, but. When did you become a Cole fan? Because I know...
High school.
So this is the come up. The come up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I listened to the warm up first though.
The warm
I
up.
think that's the first tape I heard.
So with
I'm pretty sure.
the Return of Simba.
The warm up is the one with the gray hoodie.
Yeah, and that's when with the light. It's kind of like a light blue kind of like effect on it. Like he's not light blue.
I don't know what the filter is, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like
it makes the photo look cold.
Yeah, he's gray, but it's like you can feel like an icy type of feel to it.
Yeah, that's that. Because whoever edited the photo lowered the temperature to give it like that cold feeling to it. Like usually that temperature is like towards like the left, and then warmer is on the other side of the spectrum, which is like on the right, and that's like the orangey yellowish kind of color contrast. So
she's saying it so calmly, like us, like me as I'm more mortal when it comes to editing. It's like, yeah, of course, just move to the left and the right. I'm just like gibberish. This is too smart. But so what about that project made you like, yo, this? I really like this guy. Is this too much? Come on, this is your guy.
Nah, it is. It's just me. Like, I'm trying to remember, how old was I in 2009? Like,
because I was 19, so I was in college, so that's why I was.
How many years older are you than me? How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, I'm 26.
Yeah, so then you were 16.
Like 16-ish, 15, 16.
So you're like sophomore, junior year.
Which is crazy because at that time, like, I was listening to like a lot of Button on Angel Dust and just like going.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to a lot
music.
Of. Yeah, that's all of them is just like Mood Music 3 is my favorite one.
That's the best one.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite one. I liked his storytelling. He was the first artist to me where, you know, I could listen to his songs and I could literally see what he's talking about. So I think that's what sold me. So
even to this day, you'll remember how you felt listening to the. I just want to test.
I can remember like the pictures, like, you know, like that are in my head are feeling like I can relate when I've never been through that situation. Mm-hmm. Like I remember one time in college, my freshman year, I was in my room listening to Lost Ones and I was watching a video and like I was just crying.
Wow.
Yeah, like a lot. And then Maurice and Paris, I came in my room like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you crying? Like, are you pregnant? Like, what's going on? Because, I mean, that's the song, you know. I'm like, no, like, it's a sad song. I don't know. Like, it just, they didn't really understand. Because I'm an emotional person. But that isn't, like, people often kind of, like, misconstrue the term, like, emotional. That just means I'm in tune with my feelings, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like I can feel other people's like emotions for them, like their embarrassment, like shit like that. Yeah,
because you're an empath.
Yeah, so yeah, I just remember that it was just a funny night. Like I was just literally like just running the video back and still crying. Like I don't know.
Intense feelings. Okay, so you remember this. It's clear as day. Yeah, so I see what it is. This is very interesting. We're doing a memory dive right now. So when it comes to like the intensity of like the scene, you'll probably remember it. Okay, so throughout his whole journey from, this is the warm up. I'm guessing you went back to listen to Come Up and Friday Night Lights, which is one of his most kind of like renowned projects. And I think that's one of your favorites too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's definitely a favorite. It's okay. I feel like it.
I didn't want to assume because I remember.
Can be.
I feel like I remember you writing about
Born
it. Born
Sinner is my favorite though.
Born Sinner
is my favorite project.
Interesting.
And like I for a while it was Friday Night Lights, but you know at this big age I realized it's Born Sinner.
Why Born Sinner?
I think it's a very underrated album, and it's the first time that he's told this story, which he winded up telling again on Forest Hills Drive. It's just he told it from like the other side, like the side of Hollywood, and then Forest Hills Drive is, you know, like the back home side. I think it's I don't know. Like I really don't know how to. It's just a really good album.
Because
the production is fire.
I feel like for you, this part of like there's a lot of intensity in that, and I do think, to me, I resonate more with the 2014 Forest Hill Drive because the whole, for him, his journey of, you know, Born Sinner, he was trying to be something that he wasn't, right? And him learning from his first album, which was
Sideline Story.
The Sideline Story, which was, you know, way more commercial. But he was experimenting, doing things, he's trying to get the singles. And then Born Sinner is like the frustration, a lot of things that were just going against him in this industry. And him kind of coming to this kind of like stasis of, completion of him being, you know, yo, this is what I need: the love of my lady, my sibling, my mom, my friends, and him just. It was a very
Which
loving
is beautiful,
album.
yeah.
Like
It's
even
a
the
very
last
beautiful
song,
album.
it makes me get emotional because it reminds me of the Kanye one where he's just shouting out people, and it's like he's like, oh yeah, and he's like, yo, we got this sample clear, and we gotta make it easier to make music. I'll always remember that song because the last 3 songs to me make me have to remember why I do what I do. So for Born Center, it's kind of interesting because that's a much darker album. Not in a bad way, but it's just there's so much more vulnerability to him in that way. It's like, damn, man, he feels kind of lost. And like
It's honest though.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like it so much. And the album artwork is fire. The lyrics are in the packet, which isn't really done anymore. I don't know why they stopped doing that. They should bring that back. I don't know. I just really like the album a lot. Like the skits in the album are fire, especially the Mike Epps one. The production is amazing. I think all the beats on that album are Taylor 2 Cities beats is really fire.
And that's on, but that's on 2014, right?
Yeah, and I was gonna compare the beats to that album. I just really like that album like a lot.
So is that like an album that whenever you're just wanted to be in a deep thought or
That I listen to? No. When I want to get lost in my thoughts or get away from them, or if I have like a really long drive or if I'm in a shitty mood, I listen to the live album of Forest Hill Drive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That album is pretty. Okay. So I just feel like your relationship with J. Cole, it reminds me in a way of Kojo, because you guys are like the first in line is just like the defenders of J. Cole, because everyone wants to say that he's a snooze fest, which I disagree with. But I just feel like a lot of time people want to joke you don't have like the high enough IQ to understand J. Cole, blah, 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 and some stupidness like that to joke around.
Yeah, all that shit is dumb. I mean,
it is.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care anymore. Like, I stopped talking to people about music because it's just... Like,
it's a waste of your time.
It's so plain, especially on Twitter. Like, I don't even know you, bro.
And then people want to get all angry and just try to like...
Yeah,
dumb wars with it.
Bro, stop. You listen to what you want. Like, I really don't care.
Okay.
But... yeah, you're not the first person to have compared Kojo and I to being Cole fanatics.
Not even compared, because you not fanatics, defenders.
Yeah, I'm not a fanatic.
Defending weird. Of, I mean, you don't really fight for that because you have other things to do. But I just find it interesting that, like, his kind of like trajectory and yours, not that it's like one and the same, but how it's very genuine. Like, you know, you have the Dollar and Dream tour and just going up there, connecting to the people, and just, you know, because he's so introverted too, which is fascinating. You guys both are there, but not there. Like, people go to y'all, but y'all kind of be like, all right, this is cool. This is cool and all, but I kind of want to, you know, recenter. And I feel like it's very interesting.
Wait, you talking about Kojo and I?
I'm talking about Cole.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, we are back to Cole right now. Kojo had his interview. Okay. He had his conversation. This is about you.
Okay.
You and Cole.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that's what you was talking about.
No, okay. I apologize for
the
confusion.
You're good.
But before we get into that interview when you were with Elliot Wilson and J. Cole, which hilarious that you don't remember your tweets. It's adorable because it's like, damn, it's like you said this and it's like, damn, I didn't even know. I should be just letting things hit, letting things slap. So you were saying back in high school you didn't really shoot like that. In college you're doing the athletics. Was there anything else that you were doing with your camera outside of just taking pictures of the athletics? Were you doing like...
Oh, in college?
Yeah, your own thing, your own projects, your own shoots, your own like landscaping or like headshots. Like, were you doing like fashion shows? What else were you doing with the camera? Because I feel like you had that camera. You were probably just experimenting. Let me just start looking at things different.
I definitely shot, you know, like events like at our school and orgs had, whether they be fashion shows or Mr. Smooth or like Shimmy Like a Noob or whatever. And then my friend TJ always had projects that he needed a photographer for, whether it be fashion or it was mainly fashion or just like expressing himself. I definitely used to like stroll downtown and just randomly shoot, or like my friend Kenny would accompany me. Like if I just didn't want to be alone, but I didn't want to be bothered, but I still wanted to shoot, but I still want company. So that's something that I would do. Or I would just take random walks in the park and But I never really worked on projects of my own.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
because
even
you were just
now
shooting at that point. But were you getting paid at that time from the orgs and stuff?
hell no.
Okay.
No. It was just,
So
can you shoot?
this is all like not
Off
even
the
this is
love.
pro bono. This is like you just getting experience points at this point.
Yeah, it was for the love. And
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't doing shit else. So if I didn't have to work, then, I did it. So
Okay.
it's whatever.
Were you still writing?
In college, yeah. I have a couple of notebooks from school that's like filled with, then it's not all poetry. Some of it is just like writing like what I felt, or today Sarah said this. I mean, that was a joke. I don't know any Sarah's, but
Sarah's like, excuse me,
Yeah,
well,
no.
goddamn.
But yeah, I still have them. Some of the poems in there I took because I have a poetry book, but obviously it's not published or anything. I haven't really shared that with.
I feel like the way that you're talking, this is way more intimate, just like it's for yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do want to publish it eventually, but maybe when people can't reach me anymore, I'll do that. I don't know. I don't know, because I've had the same number since middle school, and I don't want to change it, but eventually when I make it in life, I probably will. So maybe at that point, like, I'll release the book.
Okay.
But I also feel like I don't know if it'll ever be ready. Like, I always make changes to it. I do let my friend Gabby see it, though. She's a poet. She lets me read her work, too. So we kind of...
Okay.
I have certain people for certain things.
I know. I can see you. You're very organized and you compartmentalize. But I'm just more intrigued because you said you don't know if it's going to be ready. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Hold on. When's the last time you even like looked at that poetry book? When's the last time you edited it?
Maybe last month.
Oh, so you're still actively checking it?
Mm-hmm.
Just, okay. All right.
Yeah. I still have like a journal that I write stuff in,
But is it like your personal journal or is it like just an ID to like you just free writing? Like what is it?
No, it's like a every year I try to write a page or just write something in it like every day, like at the top of the year. I can never do like every day. Like I'll go good for like 3 days or a week, maybe a week and a half, and then I just fall off.
She like whispering in a week and a half.
So like, I mean, I like the start of every year. Like I try to do it, but I don't know. I'm bad with managing my time. I'm trying to get better. But I still write it though, just not every
Okay,
day.
because I just want to understand, because when I'm looking at, like, oh, this is most likely post-college, because this is like, you actually...
I mean, one thing on the website.
On your website, yeah.
The coal piece, I did that in college. That was actually a college assignment.
So 2014 and 2015?
Yeah, I did that December 2014. I forgot the name of the class, but it was like a writing and like entertainment type of class that I took. And we had to do some writing assignment. Obviously, I don't remember because my memory's trash. But I asked if I could do it on the album, and he said yeah, because he's an entertainment writer. Like he would, go to shows and sporting events or like whatever it was, like, and he would cover it. So he let me do the album. So that was nice.
Okay. We're kind of zigzagging right now.
Yeah,
on the
sorry.
journey. And it's not, no, but it's fascinating because it's like a proper representation of life. I feel like everyone wants it to be a straight line, right? Everyone, but for you, it's just like dash here, and you connecting dots, but it's like two electrons just going like this inside of a cup, and you're just going like this.
It's very exhausting.
Is it? Are you exhausted? I just feel like you don't even realize you're just doing so many different things, and like at those different paces, and even at those different paces, you know.
I guess when I don't realize it, it's not exhausting, but like when I have several things like on my agenda to do, and it gets overwhelming at times.
Okay.
Which I probably shouldn't be complaining about, but not that I'm complaining about it. It's just me trying to feed every talent so it doesn't go away, but then making sure that I'm not forcing it, and just, all of those things.
I don't know. I just feel like you said, if it's not genuine, you're just going to have to wait till that genuine energy comes back around, because
Yeah, true.
And sometimes you got to force it. And other times you just got to be like, look, I'm not in the mood right now. Like, you don't shoot every day, but you shoot as much as you can throughout the week.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten bored with photography since I was in college.
I feel like that's the mainstay for you. I think that's something that you truly, truly love.
I do.
And I feel like not that you don't love the other things, but you can. It's like
no, it's not.
Do them, but it's not. It's hard because for you, it's just like you can. It's like those people that are good at doing a lot of things, and it's like, yo, you're good at it, but where's the challenge? And I think for photography, you're always learning. You're always doing something different. You're always a new setting, a new angle, a new color, a new editing strategy, a new something. You know.
But it's the same thing with drawing though, because I mean, there's obviously like different mediums to drawing. Like there's sketching, there's using charcoal, there's painting, there's acrylic painting, there's watercolor, there's, oil. And I'm not the best painter, but like I work with all of those mediums so I can, get better. It's just like, I mean, earlier when I was drawing on the board, like that shit looks bad because that's the first thing I've drawn since, I don't know, a couple years maybe. But I would have to like literally like redo that over and over and over to get like the actual structure right and make it look like something worth looking at.
Okay. I see it is. Your standards of yourself are really hard because I can't do that. I would make stick figures. That's what my drawing capability is. And even with the depth of when it comes to the nose positioning and the eyeballs, I'm trying to describe it as clearly as possible, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see what I'm seeing. And it's just, even with the eyelids and like the eyelashes and, to let them know that that's like a more feminine face just because of how you did like the eyelashes, right? Like you can see with how much it darts out a little bit.
She's crying.
Well, obviously someone got her fucked up. But I'm just saying with that, and, she got her goddamn eyebrows there. You see how pointed they are. She got them drawn on. I want to think, because I'm just analyzing this as I go, is that level of critique that is just built into your brain, does that sometimes hinder the creation process for other areas outside of photography when it comes to illustration, when it comes to making poetry, when it comes to writing? Because I mean, we're our toughest critics, so it's like sometimes it's just not good, or something like that.
Yeah, in video editing, only because I know a lot of eyes are going to see it and I wanted to connect with a larger audience. So I just try to do little things here and there to make stuff more personable. Like when I did Chris's lifestyle NYC video, he didn't really have like a real like format or idea like to what he wanted. Like he was just like, all right, we just gonna walk around the city. And I'm like, okay, like that's fine. So as I was recording him that day, I had no idea what song I was going to use, like what instrumental, like nothing. I didn't really know where we were going. But when I started editing it, and he told me he wanted to drop on his birthday. So I'm like, okay. I still didn't have any idea on what beat I was going to use, but he had sent me his audio and then I listened to it. And then, I don't know, something just hit me and January 28th played in my head, which worked because obviously that's Cole's birthday and the video dropped on Chris's birthday and we're in the city. And I remember that teaser video Cole dropped before Forest Hills came out and he's on his bike in the city. I don't know, yeah. So it just kind of like, it worked out in a way, but it wasn't like a premeditated thought.
Yeah, it's like a lot of series of like events of it just kind of like happened to work, and it did.
Those electrons.
Yeah, I know. You know what it is. And all the energy inside like the cells and stuff like that.
But I thought people like from our generation would like it and connect to it because, everyone knows that beat, everyone knows the song, everyone knows, you know what I mean? Like, so stuff like that, like how I edited it and showed different frames at different words and at different beats. Like, I'm very particular, like, when it comes to that aspect of video editing. So, like, I kind of critique myself hard, like how I did just now.
Yeah, and I feel like with that, I don't know if it's just because of the talent that you use more frequently, that I guess that voice is more manageable than when you're doing like drawings and stuff like that, where it's like you are literally your own Simon Cowell in your head, where it's like, this is rubbish, and it's like, all right, bro, I just started again, let me just draw it over and figure out different things. Is that something that, because I'm looking at your illustrations right now, and
well, illustrations are easier.
Yeah, but even digital. With the no face or it's digital, or you're sketching over or you're doing that type of representation, but you're gonna see how someone else wants to make their changes for what they want the world to see, you know?
You know what's crazy? I started doing the no face because I suck at drawing eyes.
Wow. I mean,
So
the funny
that's why
thing is
I
I
just
couldn't even
stopped
imagine
doing it.
you drawing the faces, which is like when you have, I think this is Beyonce blowing gum, and it's just like, it's kind of eerie, but it's kind of like, oh,
I'm
this
just
is
glad
dope.
you knew who that was supposed to be because I feel like it's not.
It's not apparent?
Huh?
It's not apparent? Like the hair, the hat, and the color
I mean, I
scheme?
think it's apparent, but I don't.
Oh, people blind.
But also, I don't know how other people are perceive things. You know what I mean?
So horrible, these people. But I just think that it's very interesting that you can do all this because coming like me, I'm a kind of like a one-trick pony. And
What's
just,
your trick?
I just know how to talk to people and not be ashamed
Okay.
or be awkward in front of people. So I can
I
talk
don't know how to do
to
that.
200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people in a stage, in the middle of the people, behind them. Like, I don't really care. So that goes into comedy. That goes into hosting. And then that goes into acting where it's like I'm basically portraying something in front of a camera that probably could be in front of numerous people. I'm able to, like, accept that. Whereas this is just like, dude, you're doing a lot. Or you can't do a lot. And now it's just like even the collages. When did you start doing the collages? Is this also college when you're just like learning the editing thing, or is this post college?
I think that was definitely post college because I've already seen them and I could do that. But I started making collages probably in like middle school, just not digitally, like literally like cutting stuff out, arranging them.
Wait, but you were manually cutting things and putting them together like magazines and images, and you're printing it out and doing.
Yeah, my sister still has one like in her room that I made. I was probably in high school when I made that one. Yeah. So digital didn't start until after college, but me making collages started when I was like, how old are you in middle school? 12?
Like we're between 11 and 14, because 14 is when you're transitioning to high school. 13, 14.
No, I was definitely 14. I got a late birthday. I was 14 in high school. I was a freshman.
Because you're
November.
Yeah. You had that cups right there, and it's like, oh, they're just gonna push you.
In. Yeah, so.
Push you back. But you still do collages to this day, right?
Yeah, I just finished one from Milan before I came here. It's nice. You want to see it?
We'll see it afterwards. But I'm just more like mesmerized with. I'm understanding or trying to understand the NIA pattern of creativity, right? And when it comes to collages, it's a very like in your face, impulsive, very like phonetic type of thing. It's very high intensity with the energies. Like even this, you have Ty Dolla Sign in this one, and you have Mac, and R.I.P. Mac. I'm just looking at the images, how you bring it together.
Yeah, that one took me a while to do. That was sad.
Is there something when it comes to the vision of you doing collage that you just love? Because like when you were just detailing how you got to, Chris Jamel's, birthday kind of video, like how, because I'm looking at this and I'm just like, for me, this is exhausting. Like it's cool, but it's extremely exhausting looking at it. It's like so intense. Tedious. So intense.
It's very, very tedious. I never have a vision for how I want it to look though before I start. I just
really?
Oh yeah, no, God. I have no idea. I just get the images. I size the canvas to whatever size the person wants it to be or whatever size I want it to be. And then I just find the photos and organize them, make them look to, like to their best ability in which position that it looks. Sometimes when I know I'm doing like a big printed one, I just... I envision it like on the wall, but not until after it's done. I don't know. Is that weird?
I don't even want to say it's weird because I feel like how you're saying it sounds like typical artist, kind of like 101. You don't really know the end. You just want to go through the journey till you get to the end. And then when you kind of get to the end, you kind of see it because it's finished. You're going through things piece by piece. I'm just saying that's pretty...
As I'm looking at the photo, sometimes I know which one I want to be... in a, like if I felt like there's one photo that's more impactful, like I may not necessarily put it in the middle, but I'll put it somewhere where that's where your eye's gonna go.
Okay, so you know which one is gonna be directed. I just know, even for this Outcast one, Because this is very clean, like with the edits and how they're not like choppy.
I think that was the first one a random person had on their phone that I didn't know. The Andre 3000 one.
Yeah.
I made that I was definitely in Jersey. It was a very annoying ass night because I was with my friends. I don't know what the fuck were we doing. I don't really remember, but anyway, I had made the collage, and then my friend Gabby, the one who I send my poetry to, she told me that she was at her other friend's graduation, and then she just so happened to ask her friend like what time it was, because I don't think she had a watch on her, and her friend showed her, you know how people just show you by like pressing the home button and looking on their phone, and then she saw my collage, and she was like, wait, what? And then she pressed the button, she looked at it, and then she took a picture, and she texted me like, oh my God, guess what? And I was like, wow.
How does that make you feel? Do you remember how you felt? Because I feel like...
I remember feeling very shocked, because I'm like, wait, how the fuck did she get that? Like, because I forgot. I put it on Twitter, seeing me forgetting things.
Yo, you need an assistant, because your sister's going to have to remind you every day, like, yo, no, you did post this.
Yeah, nah. So I think that's probably where she got the photo from. But I mean, even it being on Twitter, like, my stuff on Twitter never really, like, goes viral or anything like that. So I never really assume that people are gonna see it, because I'm pretty sure the first, like, when I tweeted that, it maybe got like, I don't know, like 10 15 like retweets, which I really don't care about going viral at all. So like when she had said that her friend had it on her like home screen, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you like, how the hell did you get this?
Yeah, I'm like, how the hell? That happened again with a photo I took of John Legend at CultureCon. It was this girl's face like on her watch, and I put that text screenshot in my reel. But yeah, I remember feeling shocked, and I was happy. I was like, oh, someone likes what I did. Oh, cute.
So especially when you get to see like your images on, you know, when you take it of now, like the videos of, you know, Dykeman and other things, how does that make you feel when you see it like printed up, blown up, or like, you know?
I love watching it on TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Like my work on TVs, it just looks so good. I'm like, oh, okay.
How you do that?
Yeah. It makes me feel better. Like when I have my off days, like sometimes I'll just like sit and watch stuff like on my TV.
So the reassurance.
Yeah, that it could be on TV.
Okay, because it is actually on TV.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like on national television.
Okay. We keep jumping, guys. I know this is going to be a very this is an Easter egg type hunt right now. So, doing the photography, we got the so you did the it was a 200 millimeters, millimeters, not milliliters. You're not drinking the lens. You've had that. You're doing the collages after college. You're still writing kind of bit. When did you start writing for Vashti? Like how did that even come up? Was it? Do you remember? I don't know. You just by your face, you probably don't.
No, I was trying to remember the year. I don't remember if it was. I think it was 2017.
Okay.
I want to say, and it was just a tweet that I saw before I actually had real conversations with Chris, because Chris is her editor. So she just tweeted how she was looking for writers. I sent my stuff, and I got picked.
So wait, which Chris?
Her ad name is Chris the Cat, but the D-A, not T-H-E.
Okay.
She's in Florida. She lives in Miami.
Shout out to her. Okay. She got away from the cold weather. She's like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, she has her own brand. It's called R&B. So, like, she obviously is a player in R&B, but she has, like, a lot of, R&B artists, and she puts together showcases for them. She's also a writer. She's a music journalist. She has merch, too. It's all very nice. She loves the color purple. The actual color purple, not the
How
movie.
comes you remember all these random facts about your friends and you know I have to like pull teeth?
You know what's funny? We're not friends, but we are cordial. You know, but I don't know. I just remember things I remember.
Such a complicated person. It's very interesting. So we're not friends, but they're cordial. But you know things about this person that you're cordial with.
I mean, everything that she does is purple, so I'm assuming that's her favorite color. Her hair is purple.
Okay.
Her eyeshadow's purple.
Okay, detective. All right.
Or she, whatever. This is something I noticed. I'm an observant person.
Yeah, I can tell. You just be sitting and just like moving like a like a wolf or an owl. You just be observing the surroundings.
I'd rather not talk.
Why? Why don't you like talking?
It's not that I don't like talking. I would just, like if I'm in a room or if I'm like out, I'd rather just not speak and just capture other people doing things. I don't know. I don't know. I think I've just, not that I don't feel like things that I say aren't worth saying or like me talking doesn't hold value, but I don't know, for a while people just took what I said the wrong way just because I'm very blunt and like straightforward.
You don't have a filter. You just be saying stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I filtered things now, like, but for a really long time it was hard for the close friends that I do have. Like freshman year of college, like these niggas threw me in a room and like we had a whole intervention on how I was an asshole, I guess, which is tough. So I never really recommend interventions for people because it's not a good feeling. Like if you're one of the people saying, this is what you're doing wrong, then okay. But like if you're on the other side of that, it's very hard.
Feels like you again, like you got jumped verbally and emotionally.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. Cause I'm like, damn, like y'all niggas felt this way about me the whole time and they say nothing. Like,
well, they probably didn't know how to talk to you because it's what they're trying to talk to you.
I didn't think that I was that bad. I don't know. I'm just the honest friend, and I mean, it was also freshman year and they didn't really know me that well. You know what I'm saying? So it's being around that or like not being used to, enduring that, I guess was difficult for them. But I mean, we're very close now. Like they know me better than.
Here's the thing. I was about to say, are they still friends with you? Because that means, because when you do an intervention, it means that they really genuinely care. Because I'm the type of person, if we don't click, I don't talk to you anymore. Like I cut my losses and I just keep moving, which is very heartless and very.
I don't think
selfish.
it's that we weren't clicking. I was just very, very blunt. And like I really don't think I was being like an asshole or like, because I mean, even at that time, I feel like when someone would ask them questions like, oh, like how's Nia? I don't think any of them would say like, oh, she's a dickhead. Like I don't. You're
just raw. That's what it is.
Yeah, they just weren't used to that. That's all.
Okay. I mean, going upstate and you're like, yo, you just still NY to the death of it type shit. And it's like, yeah, this is.
But they all from the city. Like they.
So you must be some next shit. Because.
Nah, they is definitely all from Harlem, Bronx, Brooklyn. All of them. Yeah. So I really don't know I don't know what I was going through at that time in my life. I wasn't mean. Like I've never been a mean girl. Like I'm just very honest. But that's just something that I kind of struggled with for a while, like filtering myself, not coming off, but then there are times when like I say things and I don't think they're as brutal as they may sound to other people. But then like that's just because I know my intentions and my intentions are never to hurt someone's feelings. Yeah. So
it's very pure intentions, but just, sometimes when it's said, it's not your fault. It's just, that's why we have conversations to explain because, people's interpretation of our tone, of our usage is going to be different.
So I don't know if that has any effect onto why I don't talk now.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but maybe if I go to therapy, I'll figure it out.
When you can afford that, it's
expensive.
Yeah,
because I can't. So.
Yeah. All right, there's an article that you wrote, and I don't know if he's still your man in your head.
No, he's not. He's too young.
He's what?
Too young.
What do you mean he's too
young? You talking about Brent Fayez?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That was... All right, I'm going to let you go ahead.
Because it's more... Obviously, it wasn't more physical. It's more of his musical content. Because I know when you were writing that, it was more so like the thought being of... A lot of dudes don't think like that. That's what I came away from that piece of writing. Because, to be honest, we don't. Like, we don't have like those type of role models where it's like, I'm thinking about love. Even me. I'm like almost an old man. Even though in people that are teenagers and like in their 20s, like, oh, Skip, you're going to turn 30. Now you're old. But it's like... When I read that, I was like, it made me, that was one of those writings that, how I said earlier, it makes you feel something like on a visceral level. It's like, I felt trash after reading that. And it just makes you, I did, just because.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I wasn't texting you like, yo, you made me feel bad. But it was like.
Why did you feel bad?
Because we don't be thinking like this, bro. We're not conditioned to be like we're not conditioned to be husbands. We're not. This is how the hierarchy works. And this is the reason why the hierarchy is very dangerous and very toxic. to everyone involved. Because while you guys are, figuring your stuff out and trying to, obviously be a good part of someone else, we're not. I'm not being this lovey-dovey person of, let me think of, this little very sentimental thing, or doing this, or maybe trying to help you get lenses, or maybe rechargeable batteries, or on-the-go portable recharging things, or like those little things about caring about someone else when we're used to only caring about ourselves. Because, we don't know how to process our own thing. Because not that we don't, it's just that nobody forces us to be accountable. I feel like when it comes to the women, they force them to be accountable with all of their emotions. Well, it's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel this. When it's like, for us, it's like, nah, it doesn't matter how you feel. Just be in the icebox. And with that, it was like, nah, it's good to feel. And I was like, wow, well, definitely one of my favorite articles by you. But it was like, thanks. I don't really listen to R&B. I'm listening to a relationship. I don't care for R&B. If I don't like someone, I don't listen to it. I listen to hip hop. I listen to rap. I listen to everything else. I will listen to jazz or other things. Even though
how do you like jazz but not R&B?
As background music. I don't be listening to it with like. I don't listen to it for the words. I listen to it for the melodies to like actually get work done. Does that make sense? So I'm not listening to it for the feeling. I'm listening to it just to
as a mind filler.
Yeah, not to be where I am at that point. Which is interesting because R&B, well, not the new R&B, but the ones that actually matter, like the golden years, like the 80s and 90s, where people actually loved love. It's different. It's very interesting. And when I listened to his album, I was like, okay, all right. Yeah.
I told so many like black men to listen to that album. I don't know how many listened to me, but especially the ones I was dealing with at that time in my life. I don't think they did.
Felt the tension when she was like, the frustration.
Yeah, because then like when I wrote that, I had never like dated or like been with like unwholesome like man. Like it was just always toxic shit, or like niggas care about you but they don't care about you enough. So hearing that at the time in my life when I did was very important for me, like just for my own growth, like just overall. And that's one of the, I can't really think of another, especially a recent R&B album from a man that does not mention sex in any capacity. Did you realize that he did not mention sex in an album?
I didn't realize until you just said that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like because how
it's
intense it was. It was like, wow. It was like, and you got to take a picture of him even though you hid your face.
Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't ask for that photo. I didn't plan to take a picture with him. I didn't want to, well, not that I didn't want to. I didn't care to, because I don't like taking pictures.
You love taking other people's pictures.
Yeah, I don't like.
But you have a nice facial profile. You have nice features.
Thank you, but I really don't like taking pictures. I don't like it. I'm not good at it.
Yeah, because you don't actually get the experience points out for it.
I mean, there's times where like I shoot myself, like especially like when I used to do like my 30 days of Halloween every year. Like I was taking pictures of myself like every day. And in order for me to get a good one, I'd have to like do it over and over and over again, adjust this. It's just I'm very shy and awkward, so I don't like when people actually like shoot me. Like my best friend took that, and I was just like, okay. I didn't. She was like, "Oh, you want a picture?" And like when she said that, simultaneously, like he was, like reaching in to hug me for the photo. I didn't want to be like, "Oh no, actually, I don't want to take a picture with you."
Excuse me, person that made an exceptional album that I enjoyed. But
yeah, so of course I hit my face because I didn't like how I look, because I don't like taking pictures. But that's something I do want to work on.
All right. Opportunity for growth, cool. Because I feel like when it comes to pictures, it's vulnerability. And it's funny because I used to hate getting my picture taken. I used to hate it. I only wanted a certain amount of people to take my picture because they knew how to shoot me. You know? Because other people would shoot me and it'd be like, yo, I look like a bozo, right? And then after a while...
My sister can take photos of me, obviously. I mean, that's... My sister, she's the closest person.
To you.
Well, I feel the most comfortable around her. Which
allows you to have better pictures. Do you think when it comes to like people taking your picture is more so not just, you don't like it, but you don't trust that they're going to actually give that top-notch energy to make you look good?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that too. And I don't like people looking at me. Like, I just don't like attention at all.
Okay.
I mean, I like it in
spurts, super small spurts.
I like attention when it's intimate. Like if I'm with one person in a room, like
doing your thing, but it's
stuff like that. But like just in like out in the public, and that's why I don't like when people call me Love Rebel, because when niggas shout that like in a party, everyone turns because it's like, who the fuck is that? Like that's not a name. You know what I mean? So I don't like when the heads turn. Like when I walk in.
Because I'm that dude that I'll be just saying people.
Kojo does it all the time. All the time. Everyone else does everyone does it. Like it's just like, okay.
All right, that's why I do my best even now to make sure I say Nia, even though who else has Nia. I just be like Nia in the caps.
Yeah, Nia all caps.
Nia all caps. Why do you like having your name in all caps? Where does that stem from?
My name is short, so it's just. I don't know. I feel like it just compensates for its shortness. Like my name is Nia. I just kind of want to.
You want it to be loud and known.
Yeah, like my name is Nia.
Yeah, because I know there's some people that write in like all lower cases, and then there's some people.
I mean, when I tweet, I write in lowercase.
Yeah, you do, which is weird. But you definitely emphasize the zero and like Nia in all caps though. Like that's the only thing I know when you cap it.
Yeah, I emphasize the zero only when it's in the word love though. Like some people, they try to like chime in and they'll send me like, oh, by the way, and then put like the O as like a zero, and I'm like, it's only in love, but I appreciate your efforts.
Okay, because sometimes I was about to go hard, but then I realized it was literally only love.
Yeah, it's only in the word love.
How was it like writing about Insecure when you were talking about the tomfoolery on that? Insecure insights.
It was very insightful. Obviously, that's why I called it that, because obviously, again, like the show is relatable, but it allowed me to not be biased and to just, look at a situation and analyze it. And at that point in my time, I was doing a lot of self-reflection on how I am in relationships, just how I am like as a woman in general.
And you remember these self-reflections? Yeah,
because it was a very big part of how I move now, especially with men. And
ladies and gentlemen, she just did like a very heavy sigh and an eye roll, so I'm gonna let her process this.
Yeah, I enjoyed writing it. I've been thinking about doing it again when the show comes back on, but with visuals. But also, I don't know, because
just please write, because I know for you,
I don't know. Okay. So the writing is good. Okay. But I think visuals, like, I feel like people aren't going to read the articles because people are lazy.
No, the people that want to read the articles will read it. But I don't, okay. It sounds like, I feel like we're doing intervention/interview right now. But because I just think that you're just an engaging, like, dynamic, underrated, and sometimes misunderstood. Well, not even sometimes, often, because you're just you're very complex. You're simple and complex at the same time, and that's what's very interesting. Because I thought I was simple and complex. No, you are way more complex than me, and I feel like even that, like, you're writing. Why do you say
that?
Huh?
Why do you say that?
So you remember certain things, you forget certain other things, and it's like sometimes it's really sentimental, and other things that kind of should be sentimental, you don't remember it, and it's just like it's so like flip a coin with you, and it's like that's how it just like I don't know, like even with my research, like I thought okay, I'm thinking one way, and now we're really this is a very organic, very original thing, and it's like we're doing this live where I'm spitballing, and we're just kind of like finding this rhythm, but I think that's what makes it kind of marvelous with you. Is like the reason why you're misunderstood because people want to not box you, but because of us trying to understand people, we try to put labels on people. Mm-hmm. And when we try to put labels on people, we take away some of the kind of like unique nuances of them. And for you, I'm just going forward how I communicate with you. I'm just going to have to be like, any rule that I actually had of me, I'm just crumpling up, throwing it away. Because that's what's misunderstood. We're projecting our own vision of you onto you when you're just you. And I think that's what makes it very intriguing in this conversation. Hence me saying you're way more simple and complex than me. Because for the fact of I feel like we're interviewing both of each other, but on Twitter and Instagram, I'm literally myself. I'm just extremely vulnerable, extremely emotional, sometimes guarded because I hate being sad. I hate being annoying. I hate being emotional because, oh, you're this. And it's like, shut up. I hate this. I would choose to be emotionless if I could, but I put it there. And you are just electrodes all over. It's just like, but it works because you want something that's engaging. That's why you commit to doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I share sad stuff on Twitter. I don't really as much on Instagram just because Instagram is more of a
more visual vein.
Yeah, so I mean, but then again, like I was tweeting something, and a lot of people obviously take things like out of context, but I had tweeted something, and one of my friends texted me like, "Stop tweeting like this, like letting niggas know niggas is playing you," like, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I was so confused, but she took one of my tweets like out of context. It wasn't even about an actual person. Like, I was just tweeting shit. And I think that I know some people, they don't really tweet like personal things because they, like they are their brand and stuff like that. So it's like I don't try to shy away from sharing who I am via Twitter because Twitter has always been my place of saying shit like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, there are people who do follow me, so I try not to say certain things. I mean, honestly, like, my dad follows me, so I can't really be
shout out to Dad, because that was the most interesting thing when I did a shout out and I saw Adams something like my shout out. I was like, who is this dude? Then I looked up his picture and I was like, yeah, this is Nia's dad.
Yeah,
His dad's cool. Thank God that I'm a upstanding citizen and not doing anything like disgusting, because it'd be like weird. Probably would be like, sir, you're probably gonna kill me. But
yeah, so I just watch what I watch. Sometimes I watch what I say, but I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I don't have a problem like expressing sadness like on a timeline. Like, I don't think that makes me look weak. I don't think that makes anyone look weak. Like, we all have. It
actually makes you look strong. I feel like, not that like I like trauma or I like people in pain, but it's like it's easy to connect to it as in I felt that, and it's like, yo, if you want to talk about it, or if, like, anybody want to talk about it, I'm always down, because I love trying to understand the feelings, because I just never want to get to a point of me trying to like suppress it or anything like that, because when I suppress it or I don't talk about it, it becomes a bigger clusterfuck.
It builds up and it gets worse. And I mean, sometimes you don't necessarily, well, I'll speak from my perspective. Sometimes I don't necessarily want to talk to someone about it. Like, I just want to
get it off your chest.
Yeah, and it's writing it down and typing it for people to see. There is two different feelings, and I feel like it gets off my chest when I put it into the universe instead of into a book. Okay. So.
DJ Miss Milan, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your awesome relationship with her. You have, you got to sit on her conversation with Sway. It's like the late bar. You have a lot of these kind of like, images on your website. How's that with your buddy? She's amazing.
She's great. She literally just texted me, but she is someone who was a client first, and then we just created a friendship just because, I mean, we were both genuine, and I don't know, it just kind of happened, which is what I prefer anyway. Like, I don't ever like force anything, but no, she's great. Like, I've done a lot of things because of her, really. So like the first radio show I ever shot, I think she was the first. Was she the first party video I did? No, she wasn't. Yeah, no, she wasn't the first party video I did. But the first like NBA game I shot, even though like I didn't shoot like the whole game, like it was because she was performing at halftime.
Was that the Nets?
Yeah, the Nets.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get you high about, the Nets and that campaign.
Yeah, I know, everybody was. I fucked with it. Like I felt the love, but didn't happen. I think they had, when I went there, I was like scanning to see how many photographers they had. I saw 2. I don't know if they have more than 2 though. There was a guy, obviously, and there was another one. She was a woman, I think. She was, yeah, she was a woman. She had a ponytail.
She's like, I'm trying to find these people to be like, I'm nicer than both of you people. But Okay,
Yeah, I'm way past saying that now. It's just whatever.
The relationship between you as, kind of like the product service and her as the client. So you've been working with her, what, about 2 years? Like a year now? 2 years, I think?
Probably 2.
Okay.
I want to say. Well, going on 3. 2020. Yeah, so
3, because 2017. So when in her rise, so you're kind of like helping her build content when it comes to like, you're shadowing her when she goes to events, and you're getting these clips and these images to do your video editing magic. Mm-hmm. How does that even come to play? Because we didn't even really talk about video editing.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
And I'm just like, again, we're all over the place, but I love it. We're having fun. This is outside my norm, so we're growing together right now with this. And that's something that you're pretty gifted in. Like making these clips. I have this sneeze in my nose and it's just bothering me. It's just focus.
Hold your finger under.
All right.
But don't press it up. You just gotta
hold it.
I mean, it works sometimes.
Okay, cool. I think we're good. I just almost try to decapitate myself with my nose. So with the video edits and all those things of either events or conversation or interviews, that's kind of like you're like her personal videographer, filmographer type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. But do you like it? Because I want to really talk about the video edit.
Yeah, I would really only do that for someone I don't mind being around, because I've been someone's like photographer like for the weekend and I absolutely hated it.
Okay. But shout out to that person for a second.
Yeah, because I don't like when people are like, oh, this is my photographer, and on some like
that's what they sound like to you.
Yeah, because I'm not, I don't care about taking your picture everywhere. I'm not that type of photographer. Like that's like paparazzi shit. I don't know. Like it's just I don't like when those type of people try to. It's almost like they're making me feel like lesser of a person, and then like she's just here to take pictures of me. You know what I mean? Like fuck out of here.
Okay, all right.
Like,
so
I don't like stuff like that. So like when a lot of people assume that I want to be, Cole's personal photographer, and that's something that honestly I don't know if I would do. It really depends on how like I vibe with him. And
I don't know. I've never thought of that. I've always thought of for you, and this is again me observing. I've always thought that you want to do like things like Dreamville. I thought you were like those big things are like when they were recording Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Like not just one person, but like the energy. Because as all over the place as an interview has, what I hopefully come to understand is you have to have a very not deep connection, but like you have to have like a personal affinity for I want to do this, and when you no longer have that affinity, I don't really care,
Yeah, the work won't come out as good.
Yeah, it's going to be, you don't want anything subpar. Hence why when it comes to like your art, or hence why when it comes to the writing, or hence why when it comes to the poems, and me trying to analyze you on the go. But I feel like, you can do all these things, but I feel like for you, it's like I'm not putting anything to the world that can be like anything less than what I would consider dope, or I would consider great, or I would consider something that is the NIA all caps, type of product.
Because my name is on it, like my logo is on it, so I want to obviously like be thorough and purposeful in whatever I'm doing. And I don't know, but like when people learn that someone's a photographer, they just think that they like want to be around, and just that's why so many people assume that like I would want to be Cole's personal photographer. And I'm not like, I'm the photographer who probably may not say anything in the room and just take pictures. Like I may chime in on a conversation here or there, but in that moment, you're gonna forget that I was there until you see the pictures. Like, oh yeah, Nia. Well, maybe not forget that I was there, because I don't think I'm a forgettable person. But
I don't think so.
You might forget that I had a camera in my hand because you didn't know I was taking the picture.
Yeah, because you're not a forgettable person, but you're forgetting your own things. It's like that's what's crazy. It's like that's what's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know.
No pressure though. It's not like.
Yeah, no. I really don't know if I would be anyone's like serious like day to day like personal.
Don't do that. Okay. So yours is like bigger impact. Like let's say for example, if this ever came to fruition, like I would love to before we died, like J. Cole and Kendrick coming together for
Oh,
a
that
collaboration project, that whatever, or you actually get
I'd love to make a documentary on that.
But imagine that. I feel like for you, it's like those big moments. Like if you can be like on like those tours or those bigger albums when it comes to the joining of those two, it'd be like some type of amazing thing where you get to shoot just those scenarios of, you know, them prepping before like the concerts and, you know, what are they feeling? Mm-hmm. What are they doing to make sure they're still kind of like locked in? I just feel like you're grandiose in like those type of things, and anything minuscule that kind of seems like, you know, because then it's nothing cool. Like again, like you want someone to be like, oh, this is my photographer, when it's like it just says like, yo, this is Nia. I won't even say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's all I want.
Yeah, it's like this is Nia, and it's like, what does Nia do? She makes art. Yeah, that's what she does. She makes art.
I get shit done. I do things like
okay.
that. Just because I like candids are obviously like my favorite, which is why I love shooting sports, because they're all candid moments, and I think I'm really good at freezing time, and even my candids have a sort of portraiture style to them, mm-hmm. which I didn't really realize until Anthony told me. He's another photographer.
So people gotta tell. So people gotta tell you this. Like,
I mean, I didn't really realize that they.
These are intense.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize that like my candids are also portraits. But this was like a couple years ago, maybe like 2 years ago. I mean, now I know. But even on my website, like some of the photos under portraits, I'm pretty sure they're all candids. I'm pretty sure they're all candids.
Yeah, like looking at it now, like, you know.
Besides maybe the one in Milan, because
that was dope.
That's a Polish shot.
You got like called like Charlemagne and other individuals, and you know you got Nia the Great.
Nia.
I said that so wrong.
Nia. Yeah.
It's not okay.
It's okay.
Gonna have to figure that out. So sorry. But they all look good, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like these type of moments where it's like there's such a realness. And I think when it comes to, and eventually we're gonna talk about, you know, Dykeman, like, you know, get to it. Like, there's something just raw, like with all these events, that how you do this photo thing, like you do it extremely well. And I feel
Thank
like,
you.
I mean, yeah, it's just evident. Like you really love doing this, and I feel like everyone asks what's next. And even with landscape, I hardly ever see you do landscape, and it's like something I would love to see more. Like seeing with the Apollo, with the bridges, the lighting that you do for it, with the sunset, the Ferris wheels.
There's okay, so my friend Vicky, she's like in the process of like starting, you know, like and creating like her own studio space, and she was having a Black History Month contest for, you know, photographers to submit photos of obviously Black people, like Black beauty and perseverance and mm-hmm. just all around being Black. So I was going through my hard drive looking for photos, and when I go through my photos, they're in black and white already because I shoot in black and white, like mm-hmm. programmed on my camera. So when I transfer the file like to my phone, it'll pop back to color.
Interesting. Because
that's the raw image.
Okay.
I mean, even when I put them on the computer, like if I open the photo in Photoshop, like as it's transferring, it'll be black and white, but once it opens in the program, it'll go to color. Because
that's like what it was at first.
Yeah. So there's this photo. I'm going to show it to you. There's this photo. I saw it in black and white. I'm like, oh, like that might be a good one to submit to her. And then when I was on my phone and I finished editing it, I did it in color. Like I didn't do it in black and white. I mean, it's technically a landscape because it's a building.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a nice picture, right?
Because also the color schemes of like the building and the car. How
I changed the hue and the saturation a lot when I do color stuff. But I took this photo. I randomly like went to Florida by myself.
Because you just do that.
No, that was the first time like I ever did that, and I stayed in Fort Lauderdale. It was actually very nice. It was around spring break time. That's why I didn't go to Miami because I knew
it's gonna get wild.
Yeah, those college kids and shit. But I don't do landscape. Maybe I just don't share landscape as much.
No,
but like I do take some. Like I don't even know if this is considered landscape. It might not be. I don't think it is, because I was shooting her. She's just in front of a building.
Is she? If she's the center of it, then it's kind of like she's like.
I mean, but she's not centered in the photograph.
Let me see. I didn't even notice her. I saw the car and saw the building first. Like if you hadn't told, I didn't even know there was a person in there until you told me.
Yeah.
I see her now.
Yeah, I mean, the
dude, because you zoomed in. But
you've
been working on pretty much everything. I'm just looking at your website, all the candidates, all the events. Had some pictures of Cole, athletes, Dykeman. Everyone asks about Dykeman. Dykeman. And you've been doing Dykeman for about, well, this year's going to make it 3 years, right? Because you got it in 2018, did it last year. So you have videos from 2018, videos of 2019, and you'll be back on staff for 2020, right? Mm-hmm. How does it feel with that level of competition? I've never got the chance to actually go up there. I know Coach Owen's been telling me, and everyone's been telling me to go to Dykeman because it's like that. I mean, I got to.
Ironically, I have a Dykeman shirt on.
Yeah, she
that
does.
I didn't plan.
Yeah, it's just coincidentally. But I think those are the shots. I mean, I love all your shots on the website when it just comes to human expression, but the intensity, because when it comes to street ball, when it comes to competition, when it comes to people winning, this is when people go from like here to like up to like the ceiling of like, yo, I want to win. I want to win bad. And if you don't want to win bad, please get off my team.
Yeah, I don't think people understand like how much money like niggas be putting up on street ball games. Like,
yeah.
And some people just, they don't, but maybe that's just because they're not like familiar with.
It's probably not part of the culture.
Yeah, but that shit is serious. That's why I love shooting it. So,
because, you know, you've been shooting it for, so you started from freshman year, and you're 26, so you've been doing this for about 7 years, like 7 to 8-ish years, because freshman year, like 18, 17, right?
Yeah, 17.
So, so that's like 9 years of doing
basketball.
This. And each year is more different, like, intensity levels, but I'm guessing this time it's like, I don't want to say it's the most fun, but...
Nah, street ball is definitely way more fun. I hate shooting inside gyms. They're so boring.
Why? I know why, but you have to, I want you to explain it to the people why.
Because there's literally a ceiling. Like, I feel like I can only do so much because, like, literally there's a ceiling. Like, when I look up, the sky's not there. The lighting in gyms are trash. Either be too cold or too hot. Like, I just feel like more boxed in. Like,
so you feel like a cage bird.
Yeah, I hate shooting in gyms. Like, it's
because you definitely always want to make sure the sky is in the shot.
Like, I love getting the sky in the shots, or like the background of like the buildings. Like, I want to show the whole story. You can't really do that in gyms.
Yeah, okay.
You can just show who's in the gym, but
she really hates the lighting and how congested it is in the gyms.
Gym lighting is trash. Like, it's so trash. Yeah, it's just horrible.
And I know the Dykeman, it runs for like, what is it?
Dykeman tournament. It's from beginning of June to August.
So it's like
3 straight months. We have no lives during the summer.
Yo, that's like, that is the perfect way to, like, if you are missing NBA or if you don't want to watch Big Three for whatever reason, it's cool. But like,
come to the park. I remember like when the season ended last year, like I tweeted, all right, season's over, like everybody come to the park. See, that's a random thing I remember. It was literally like the night of the last game. I forgot who was playing though.
You talking about last year?
Yeah. Like when the NBA season was over?
It was Raptors Warriors.
Okay. So yeah. When their game ended, I tweeted everyone. I'm gonna search the tweet. It's just gonna pop up.
He's gonna be like, she actually remembers that. But I think with that experience and you with these images, how long are you doing Dykeman for? As long as you, I don't see you actually ending for this. I think this is gonna be like, you're gonna be like a photo legend in that street ball area for like
that
ever.
Would be cool. I never thought of that.
Like a photo legend, yeah, because you know, like certain people in certain regions, like you know that this person take these photos. And when I'm thinking of, you know, Dykeman,
I found it.
You found it? Mm-hmm. That was last year.
Yeah, June 13th, 2019, 11:48 p.m. Season over. Everyone come to Dykeman, all caps.
So you're gonna do that same thing when the finals is over this year?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I cut you off though.
You didn't. It's okay. So with that, like, because you just thought about it, and I feel like sometimes with your journey, I don't really think you plan things. I just think you just do.
Nah, I don't plan anything. It's because I mean, when do plans ever actually like work out for people? I just think that, you know, when things are supposed to happen, like they're gonna happen. Maybe a month or two ago, I was at Last Lap because a friend of mine was in town, and when I walked in, I wasn't completely sure, like, when I first took a glance, but I'm pretty sure I saw, like, Jonathan Mannion, like, sitting down. Like, I don't know if he was, like, on a date or, like, in a meeting or whatever, but I didn't say anything because that's rude. So I told Naya because she was with me. And then she was like, well, just when he goes to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom, too. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I'll do that. But he never went to the bathroom.
I was really thinking this story was going to come to some type of, like loop.
Cool shit, yeah, linked up, took me, nah. I feel like I'll be in the same room with him again someday. So I just, you know, I don't force things. Okay. So, and plus, I really felt like interrupting, which is wild rude, just to say, you're Jonathan Mannion, like, he knows who he is. So it's,
okay. All right, cool. Because I know you're very organic. So I'm going to trying to do some on the spot questions, and hopefully you want to answer this. No. So you took a picture of J. Cole. You got to do that, right? Mm-hmm. If you could list like 3 to 5 people that you've never shot before, obviously be candid, whatever realm they are. So if it's like music or sports, who would you love to take a picture of? You know, like just get that nice candid, organically, that you'd be passionate enough to take a picture of. Who would that be?
Like celebrity wise?
It is.
It doesn't have
to be celebrity. I mean, because I know there's a lot of street ball legends. There's a lot of kids growing up. But who would you, name's a name, like, you know? Like, who would you like to shoot? It could be an indie artist, but who would you want anybody that you would want to take a picture of?
I'd really want to photograph my Nana if I could. She's not here. No. Her and maybe my Aunt Candy.
The ones that are not here.
Yeah. She was also a photographer. I didn't know until
afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember if I remember seeing cameras like in her crib in Queens, but I do remember being told, like, you know, after like my older cousin told me. What else do I want to photograph? This is a difficult question. I never really thought about it. Like, seriously thought about, like, who I would actually
I just feel like, because these first 2 was sentimental. So, okay, all right. I know that function works occasionally when you want it to.
I'm sentimental.
Occasionally.
No, I'm not always comfortable sharing it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nobody
because it's like, I don't have a particular person that I'm like hankering like over like to shoot, but
because I don't want to make it seem like it's like stress. Like when you got to, you know, see J. Cole for, was it a 2014 or is it For Your Eyes Only? Which one?
Nah, that was KOD. The first time I shot him was KOD. I drove to Buff. So 2018.
Yeah,
it was like September. Yeah, 2018. I think. Yeah, it was 2018.
Okay. Yeah, it's late 2018, early 2019, because that's when KOD, because his music was playing for the playoffs in last year, 2019. That's when his music was playing. So KOD had to have coming out the previous year.
Damn. Okay, so maybe it was 2019.
Okay.
It was. I remember it was September. I'm about to look at my phone. But that was the first time I shot him, and I didn't have a lot of time. Like, they only let us shoot his like first 2 songs, like 2 or 3 songs, and then we had to leave. They wanted us to leave the concert, like the whole shit, just dip. Like, didn't even let niggas stay. I'm like, oh, you're bugging. Like, so I put my camera in like their media room, and I locked it, and I just lied and said, oh, I had tickets. Like, my friend has them. They're like, oh, okay. You bugging the fuck out. Like, I'm not watching this concert. Like, out of your mind. No, 2018. September 2018.
So it came out, okay. So it was almost 2 years ago that you went to see it.
Yeah, I drove out to Buff because I knew I wasn't going to be able to shoot him in the city.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Such as above. I reached out to, well, first I asked my friend Colleen who I should ask. And then she gave me the email to like, I think he was like the head of either their marketing or communications department. But I was supposed to be shooting for like a publication. So then,
yeah, the finesse.
Yeah, well, I had reached back out to the editor at DJ Booth because when I had shot Gold Link for the first time, which was during the summer of 2018, I had sent them photos, but I kind of took them back, which is weird because I didn't want them to post any, just because like that was a very intimate show that Gold Link put on. So he had 3 shows. It was called 3 Nights on U Street, and each night he performed a different project of his. So the second one, he did, and after that, which I think is like his most personal like project. Obviously, it's about like a woman, but when he was performing the songs, I just felt very close to him because I know there were songs on that tape that he has not performed, if not ever, but he definitely hasn't performed them in a very long time. And like there is a point where I saw tears like bubbling, like they didn't fall or drop or anything, but I noticed it. And like there's this one shot that I have that is
very vulnerable, very raw.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't realize like how intimate photography is. And so like I didn't want them to post those photos. I didn't want him to see those photos without him being okay with seeing those photos. But I know he saw them because I had sent them to his friend who like manages him, and he said that he liked them. So, but yeah. So anyway, so because of that like awkward experience, like I knew the dude remembered me, and he was very nice. He was like, "Oh yeah, sure, it's fine." Like, so I had looped him in with the email from the dude at the communications department from the First Niagara Center. So that's how that happened.
Connections. All right. Well, Nia, I just want to bring everything, this entire amount of like data on you with the writing and the poetry and the illustrations and all the pictures and the athletes and track was and soccer was annoying and all of these things, volleyball, and now to the people. You have such a strong commitment to like your own code, your own ethics, your own kind of like way of being. And I think that's extremely commendable, super honorable. Because like a lot of people could have been like, but these pictures though. And it's like, but you have such a like empathy because of your empath ways of just, this is a vulnerable moment. He's feeling it. He's probably thinking about this person right now. And it's like, I don't want anybody to misconstrue what he's feeling because, social media is just so invasive. Mm-hmm. And you're still, ever-present career right now is still growing, still. So as we're kind of getting close to the end of this episode, what kind of gems do you want to share with people on just, doing things, going out and doing it and just kind of like getting these things done?
I don't know if I'm a gem dropper because I'm still...
You're not first of all...
I'm still picking them up.
Okay. Still picking them up when you had like if talking sheep, then like, you still go to Lupe, but you still figured out things that, go out and do it,
Yeah, I'm working on... I'm working on like breaking out of my box. Like I'm trying to be like less shy. Like I'm as much of an emotional person I am, and like even though I don't force other people to express themselves, but like that's something that I make very important, like to like my friends and like men that I'm dating. Like I struggle with expressing myself too. Like I struggle with even taking photos. So, earlier how I said like my 200 millimeter is my favorite because it allows me to be up close when I'm far away. So I have an issue with like taking photos of people in front of their face. Like I don't like to invade like anyone's privacy, or like the other day I was on the subway, I was going to Brooklyn, I think. And like this lady was like putting on her makeup. She was either like doing mascara or eyeliner. And I really wanted to take a picture of it, but I didn't. So that's something I'm gonna try and do more. I don't know. This is awkward for me to do that.
I mean, you could have asked.
Yeah, I could have asked, but that's also awkward.
Probably could have said yes. Most people are extremely vain and narcissistic.
Probably
would have said yes.
But it was definitely with this. It was with my whole good. So like she wasn't gonna be able to see the picture. I wouldn't have known how it looked until after I developed it. But that's something that I struggle with a lot. Or like even if I'm walking, like sometimes I don't really like want to stop and like take a picture. Like I'll just wait till I get a little further away. I don't know. Like I miss a lot of moments, and
you're definitely,
it bothers me. But
in your head, you're so self-aware, so just like on top of it. And it's the same thing people tell me. That's what my therapist tells me all the time. Like, yo, just live. You know what I'm saying? Just like stop trying to make it perfect. And I think for you, that's definitely a good gem for you and everyone else that's listening. Like, get out the box. Because you know what? You're still doing a lot of things, but you can do more if you're not just trying to, like, do it this way, you know? Like, because, yeah, you're respectful. It's not like you're going to be rude and just put it up to someone's face. But I feel like... I
mean, technically, I could. You could,
but then that would be horrible ethics. Because then it's just like, yo, you're in my face and I didn't want it. But I feel like knowing you is like... If you ask, usually people say yes. Usually. Because the people love feeling like... The fact that you picked me to take a picture, people have like that vain thing. It's like, man, I must kind of look nice if you're going to take my picture. So
maybe, I don't know. I'm just shy.
You know, Nia, we're going to have to talk more about this off of it. But Nia, thank you so much for coming all the way to the city to get this interview. Hopefully you had fun in this very wild scavenger hunt of your history, and you actually remember things that you wrote in the past and do it in the past. So
no problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So with this being said, this is your time to shout out your handle, any website or anything that you kind of like want to make a note of.
My website is NIA Simone with an I.co, and my handle on everything is Love Rebel with a 0.
All right. And I'm your host, Skipper BK of the Dreams Money Can Buy podcast. Guys, thank you guys so much for coming through. And, well, guys, it's like me and Nia because we're the only people in this goddamn studio right now. But, well, you guys were listening in, so stay tuned and I'll catch up with you. Boop. Okay, she just did. I just took a picture. All right, later. Salutations. Another post-credit scene. Guys, if you haven't heard the other episodes, this is brought to you by Anchor. It's an amazing app platform that, you know, allows you to upload all of your episodes for free. And it's just easy to edit, easy to make some changes, easy to add music to it. And it's all built in on either the web browser or the mobile app. You can also make money. There's a way to make money by having, you know, partners that, you know, use Anchor to get their ads out. See a need when it comes to your audience that you're building out, and you guys partner together so you can get some additional money in your account. You dig? So try to get Anchor if you are interested in making, you know, your own podcast platform. So you just listened to Nia, well, just say Nia S for her privacy. Just an amazing photographer, individual in its entirety who, you know, she used to write a lot. She used to do illustrations, poetry, just all levels of creativity. And, you know, now with her, you know, amassing so much with her photography is just a marvelous feat. So follow her on as Love Rebel. So that's love with a 0. So it's L0VEREBEL, Love Rebel. So make sure you do that just to keep in tune with whatever events that she's shooting at. Or maybe if you want her to shoot your event, shoot her a DM or an email. Get that coin. Get that project going. You can also follow your boy, Skip from BK, on all platforms. You know, you can follow me on the Facebook page because I don't add people I don't know on as a friend. Twitter and Instagram is also Skip from BK. If you, for some reason, want to check out my Tumblr, that's still up. That's still over there. Make sure you do that. And just to keep in the know with dreams money can buy, please follow Cove Alpha. Cove Alpha is the home for this project in addition to other projects on the go. And we do have articles for your everyday need. So be sure to tune in with that. Last and certainly not least, we have Slept On Creatives. Slept On Creatives is a broadcasting and, film, audio production company. So much that they do, so much that they produce. And they're the reason why our audio sounds good with the edits, with the transitions and things like that. They're also the reason why the videos, when you see the edits for that, is going to look pretty amazing too. So, please bring your coin for them. They are not cheap, but they do the job extremely well, and they're very passionate. Shout out to them. Have a good day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world when you're listening to this. See you next time. Deuces.